Hi there, and welcome to our PSY127 Human Development class here at Delaware Technical and Community College. My name is Dr. Eileen McCabe-Melcher, and I am your instructor this semester. I've created this short video to help orient you to our online course and walk you through our online classroom to show you what you need to do to be successful in our class. So here we are within our online classroom in the Brightspace Desire to Learn Learning Management System. If you've taken online courses here at Del Tech in the past, you've likely taken those courses via the Blackboard learning platform. So we're in a bit of a transition right now, transitioning over to the Desire to Learn Brightspace platform, which I happen to think is more user-friendly and also a bit more intuitive. So I'm hoping that you have a positive experience with the new platform as well. Before we go ahead and dive into the course material and before I start showing you around the classroom, I want to let you know that your success in the class is really important to me. So if you have any questions or concerns after you watch the video and orient yourself to the online classroom, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I want you to be successful in the course. I've been teaching at Del Tech, started over 17 years ago. Most students that I teach are very successful in the classes. The only students that really have problems or issues are students that aren't actually putting in the time to do the work, which I know can be challenging when you're taking an online course because you're not forced to sit in a brick and mortar classroom and listen to lectures and interact with your instructor or other students live. So it requires a lot of self-discipline. So my biggest tip for success is that you take your calendar. So whether you're using an online calendar, your iPhone, or doing things the old-fashioned way with a piece of paper and a pen, I want you to block off at least 3 hours a week that you're going to dedicate to this course. So whether that's signing on for 10 to 15 minutes every day, 7 days a week, getting the work done, or maybe you're somebody that only has 2 days a week to devote to the class. So let's say for you, you might want to choose Tuesdays and Saturdays. So that way you'd be spending at least 1.5 hours, 2 days a week on the course. Or maybe you're somebody who really likes to sit down and focus and get everything done all in one shot. So if that's the case, perhaps you'd like to dedicate 3 consecutive hours, 1 day a week to spending time on our coursework. So you have a tremendous amount of freedom with an online course. So I encourage you to use the time wisely and really calendar out that time. Decide from the very beginning of the course what days and what times you're going to sit down and actually do the work. So the first thing that I want you to do is just familiarize yourself with this bar up here. So this help icon right here is what you want to click if you're having any tech issues whatsoever. So if you're having trouble accessing content, if you're having trouble uploading assignments, you just want to click right on help, and that way you're able to get in touch with tech support, and they're excellent. They'll be able to resolve your problem quickly. If you're having a technical issue, again, you want to reach out to tech support first, but you also want to send me an email letting me know that you're having a problem and that you've reached out to tech support and asked for help. So the first thing that you want to do is navigate to content and then click on overview. So we'll arrive at this page right here, and you can certainly read this on your own time. I encourage you to take your time and read all of the materials carefully. But the most important thing that I want to show you on this page is our textbook. So a textbook is required for this class. We have weekly readings, and also the text is required for some of our discussion board prompts as well. So the title of the text is Experience Human Development. Here is a photograph of it. You are not required to purchase Connect Access for this particular course. I work really hard to keep costs down for students. I know that books are very expensive. So I'll say that again. You do not have to purchase Connect Access. I'm providing you videos free of charge that you don't have to pay for access for right here within the discussion board prompt within the learning management system. system, but a textbook is required. So that's available at the Del Tech bookstore, and you're welcome to get that textbook in whatever way works best for you. So that is, you could purchase or rent an ebook if you really like, looking at things on a tablet or on your smartphone or your computer, or if you like to actually, feel the pages in your hands, you can certainly purchase or rent a hard copy, old-fashioned edition of this human development textbook here. So the next thing that you want to do is go ahead and navigate to Unit 0. So, and the first thing that will arrive to is all of my contact information here. Again, I'm Dr. Eileen McCabe-Moucher. Please feel free to call me by my first name, which is Eileen. The best way to reach me is through email. My email address is right here. It's amccabe3@dtcc.edu. I check my email every day, Monday through Friday. And also I have here my work phone number. Keep in mind that this is an office landline, so it's voicemail only. It does not accept text messages. So if you have something that you want to give to me, the best way to ask me a question is through email. I do not have an office in Delaware, so I do have office hours virtually. So if you have a question and you would like to meet either through the telephone or through a video phone, please make sure that you reach out to me through email first, and we'll definitely set up a meeting where we can connect. And so the next thing that you want to make sure that you carefully peruse and download and look at here is our departmental policies, as well as our course syllabus, our course schedule, as well as our course requirements. So taking a look at the course schedule, you're going to be able to access that in two different places. So you'll be able to access it here, as well as right here, clicking on the weekly schedule. So the weekly schedule is where you're going to find all of the dates. So that is the dates that the discussion board assignments are due, the dates when your exams are due, the dates when your research paper is due, as well as the date when your presentation is due. So you definitely want to click on weekly schedule here. There's another information where another icon here titled course schedule. You're not going to find any dates or information there. So again, I want to show you, you want to click on weekly schedule, and that has all of the dates in there that you need to know to be successful for the course. So I'm not going to take up your time by reading to you, but I want you to read through these, and if you have any questions, definitely reach out and let me know. One thing that I do want to go over is our online course requirements, because this is important, because this shows you how you earn a grade in the course. So this includes all the evaluation criteria. You need to be getting a 75 or more in all of these areas in order to pass the course. So we have 4 tests, which are worth a total of 60% of your final grade. You have 1 research paper, which I'm going to take a deeper dive into later, which is worth 15% of your final grade. You have 1 presentation, which is based on your paper, and that presentation is a video that should be at least 10 minutes, but no more than 15 minutes in length or duration, and that is worth 15% of your final grade. We also have discussion boards, which are due each week. They're due by Sundays, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they are worth 10% of your final grade. So for the tests are actually going to be due, there's 4 of them, and they're going to be due on September 30th, October 21st, November the 11th, and December the 5th. And that's all here within the online platform, so you don't need to remember those dates. It's all here for you. Now, these dates, you can submit the test at any time during the week that it is due. These tests are timed, so you'll have 80 minutes from the time that you begin to take the test until ending. So again, you can take the test at any time. The class begins each week on a Saturday and it ends the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can take that test at any time during the designated week that's convenient for you. The tests are really the only aspect of the course in which you cannot work ahead. So you're definitely welcome to work ahead on the discussion boards. You could definitely get a jump start on your research paper, hand in your research paper before the due date, as well as the presentation before the due date. But the tests are released the exact week when they're due. So in terms of the discussion board posts, you'll have one discussion board due each week. So you just need to do an initial response post. You do not need to respond to your colleagues or your peers. However, you're certainly welcome to do so if you are inclined. However, if you do respond to your peers, I encourage you to be supportive, to be respectful with one another. I have a zero tolerance policy for any disrespect. In my 17 years of teaching here at Del Tech, that has rarely been a problem, and I don't imagine that it'll be a problem this term. But please make sure that if you disagree with one of your colleagues, that you do so respectfully and that you stay focused on that specific discussion board prompt or topic that we're exploring that week. So in this course, you also have a research paper that you're going to do. I encourage you to choose a topic related to human development that is of interest to you. So you could choose a particular life stage. You could choose a developmental task, such as learning to walk, learning to read. You could choose a particular social problem or social justice issue as it relates to a particular life stage, such as substance abuse in adolescence or emotional abuse in older adulthood. So I am not going to be assigning topics because I really want to give you freedom to choose something that you feel passionate about or at the very least just a bit interested in. However, if you're really struggling, if you cannot come up with a topic, please reach out to me via email. I'm happy to help you brainstorm or just outright assign a topic to you if you're having trouble coming up with one. So I'm going to go over some of the parameters of the research paper a little bit later. I'll also be giving out information as the course evolves over the course of the semester about your research paper. But I encourage you to start thinking about a topic now. So you also have a presentation that is a requirement for this course as well, and that is an oral video presentation. So you can either film yourself talking about your paper, or you can film yourself very much like I'm doing now, showing the screen as you go through PowerPoints, discussing what you learned about, what themes did you select in your paper, what were your findings, and that video can be anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes in length. So you can submit either an MP4 or a link to a YouTube video for your presentation. And I just want to take a moment to go over our policy, our departmental policy with regard to emails here. So to make sure that we don't have any issues, that we're communicating with each other, all emails that you send to me must be from your Delaware Technical and Community College email account. I'd like you to please also put your course and your section number in the subject line, and to make sure that your name is also included somewhere in the email as well. And the reason why this is a departmental policy is because it ensures that your emails are actually going to make it through the spam filters, and I know exactly who the emails are coming from. So I typically respond to all emails within 48 hours, not including weekends. So let's take a moment and navigate or click on that Unit 0 again, and then I invite you to scroll down to the course schedule, which is located right here. So you're going to see here on our course schedule, you're going to see again my name, my email address, and then you have here exactly what you're supposed to be reading. You also see the weeks in which the tests are due. So as you can see here, test number 1 is going to be during week 5. We have test number 2, which is going to be in week 8 of our class. We have test number 3, which is held on week 11. And then we have test number 4, which is going to be held on week 15. Now, week 15 of our class is a little bit different than the other weeks. For the first 14 weeks of our class, all discussion board forums, all tests, and your paper is due on Sundays by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, for the last week of our class, week 15, the class ends a little bit earlier. So your test number 4, as well as your presentation and your week 15 discussion board is going to be due on December the 5th, 2018. So December the 5th is a Wednesday. So you want to keep that in mind. I'll be sending you an announcement each and every week, so you'll definitely be reminded of this again. But I wanted to just let you know that up front. You'll also see here that our research paper is due week 12. And again, your final presentation, which is simply you presenting your research paper on video. And again, you can either have your face to the camera telling us about your presentation. You can use note cards, you can use a poster, or if you'd like, you could actually show PowerPoints and do screenshots and do your presentation that way. Whatever way you choose to do it, your presentation is due week 15 of the course. So let's switch gears and take a moment to navigating to getting started and introductions. So we begin our class on this date and time, which is Monday, August the 27th. At 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be having a conference call. So you're invited to enjoy some time with me, your instructor, as well as the rest of our class on a live conference call. Again, that's being held on Monday, August the 27th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to kick off the class. So during the call, I'm going to be available to orient you to the course and also answer any questions that you may have. So your attendance on this call is not required, but I strongly encourage you to attend if you are able to. Again, it's not required. I realize that many of you may actually have another class at that time. You're working, you have other family obligations. So there is nothing here that is going to be reviewed on the call that is not already here in the online classroom. So you're not going to be missing anything if you're not able to attend. Due to policy and privacy issues, I will not be recording the call. But if you have any questions about the class, you're not able to make the call, again, please reach out to me via email at amccabe3@dtcc.edu, and I'm happy to help you. So all of the free conference call login information, including the dial-in and the participant access code here, are available right here. So it's free, but toll charges may apply really depending on your personal individual phone plan. So now let's switch gears a little bit and go and navigate to the weekly schedule, which is the heart and the soul of our course here. This is where it has all the information that you're going to need to be successful. So as you can see here, there's week 1. So you can access week 1 by going and clicking on week 1. And it has the date where week 1 begins, which is August the 25th. So it also has the due date. So for week 1, you just have your discussion board assignment, which is due by September 2nd, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you have here your discussion board prompt, where I am inviting you to introduce yourself and in 4 to 6 sentences, tell us about yourself. Tell us your name, your technology, your major, and your future career aspirations. I invite you to tell us what you hope to learn from the course and how you're going to apply the knowledge that you gain in this course later on in your career. So for week 1, you want to make sure that you're reading chapter 1. You're remembering that in addition to the discussion board prompt, you're also reading the chapters that correspond with each week. And you can find those chapters by going back to that unit 0 and clicking on the weekly schedule where all of your chapter readings as well as assignments are clearly delineated. You'll also see here that I have a PowerPoint available for you that summarizes the weekly chapter as well as the discussion board forum. So what you can do to actually respond to the discussion board forum is click right on it. And it takes a moment, but you can actually click on the blue lettering here, start a new thread, and introduce yourself or just respond to whatever that particular week's discussion board prompt says. So now let's take some time and review the assignments, which are the research paper as well as the presentation, and you'll be able to find information about those as well as the designated areas that you can submit them by clicking on assignments. So let's review the research paper first. You're remembering that that research paper is actually due on week 12. So this paper must be double-spaced, 12-point font, so it's no less than 5 pages long and should have a cover page as well as a topic outline page and a minimum of 5 references. So again, APA format is required. You'll see here I have lots of detailed guidelines for the final paper here, as well as some suggestions with regard to a topic if you're struggling with that. I also have some information about websites that you could go to to do your research. I strongly encourage that you utilize the library at Del Tech. That is an excellent resource for you that is available to help you with this project. So next thing that you want to do is to click on the presentation, which is located under the assignments. And again, your presentation should be video-based format. So it doesn't require anything fancy. Most students will actually record their presentation either using a cell phone or using a computer. You can certainly use one of the computers in the computer lab on campus at Del Tech. And you can either submit to me an MP4 or you could actually upload your video to YouTube and then simply send me a link to the video. So in order to send a link, you would need to copy and paste that link into a document, a Microsoft Word document, and then upload it here to the assignment page. So this presentation itself should be in anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes long. So the presentation is simply a summary of your paper and should include both audio and video. And what I'd like you to do is talk about what themes did you select, what were your findings, what did you learn, and how does this relate to the study of human development. So the last thing that you need to locate in our online classroom is the actual test. So again, our first test is not until week 5. So I've navigated here to the week 5 page. And as you can see, test number 1 is the 3rd item down here. Now the test will not actually be available until the week the test is released. So your week 5 test will be available beginning on week 5. Again, it is a time test, so you'll have 80 minutes from the time you sit down to take the test until the time you finish it. It is an open notes test, so you're certainly welcome to keep your textbook open as well as use the PowerPoints or any personal notes that you might have taken over the course of the class. But again, those tests are timed and they are not available ahead of time. They are only available during the particular week in which the test has been assigned. So that concludes our welcome online orientation video. I realize that I've just given you a ton of information. I encourage you to take some time and just navigate the classroom on your own, really taking the time to read things like the syllabus, like this course schedule, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Also, too, if you're having trouble navigating the system, I encourage you to go to the computer lab on one of the campuses. That can sometimes be a great place to get some help if you're taking an online class for the very first time, or if you're just really new to using the computer lab can be a great resource. And if that's the case, please reach out to me via email and also let me know. I want you to be successful in the course and to have a great experience, and I look forward to working with you this semester.